Great Lakes Radio. Right down here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Three, Bristol, Tennessee. Tennessee is where I'm from. I started this way. I was born in Tennessee, but oh boy, here we go again. Let me go find something to do. You guys in the northeast corner, if you got a copy, have a good one. 731 Kentucky. Bye-bye.
713 Kentucky. I don't blame you. This is New York 202 on the border. Anybody have a copy?
Have a good one, man. I'm going to turn mine off and go find me something else to do. I don't have to. Cincinnati, say good morning.
CQDX, Northern New York 202. We're trying.
All day long. 192, 192. This weekend coming up, we're going to be heading to the lakes, but so we come in and hook this coax. It's the 152. Need open to 2209. Have a good one. 129 Virginia, good morning, wave.
CQDX, Northern New York 202. We're trying. Well, friends, I'm going to turn that off for a moment. There was quite an argument going on there for a while. You got the same old maniacs, I guess, out there telling people that their radio isn't working, or it's doing this, it's doing that, and in the end, it's not. So, welcome to the States. Somebody was out there definitely saying on 38 earlier that the fools need to go to another channel, and they can jam each other there. So I had a few contacts this morning, but as you can see, 38 LSB is jammed. Had contact actually with Central America this morning, which was strange. I wanted to just point this out. I don't have it plugged in or anything. And this is as you see, this is the Realistic SSB model 449. Well, TRC in front of that for sure. So it's identical to the one that's running off to your left, except a few little things. This is more chromed, where that's more of a stainless kind of steel finish or whatever. The radio that's hooked to the D104 I was just running, I just recently purchased that from a very fair person who doesn't really run a shop, just wanted to liquidate. But I wanted to show you this older one I have. Okay, so the first difference that you might pick up on, I hope everybody can see that, is here's a Realistic with a 4-pin mic. So change that out so it would be more standardized. I don't know if that was a good decision in the end, but the one on the left is standard there. So you can see right there we did some work there. The next thing on this beauty, I love this radio, it's nice, but it's been, worked on. The clarifier is unlocked, okay, and that's a big must. Then there's this switch over here that I don't know what that's for. And it should be said or noted that these radios are very easily modified, for sure. Then on the back, we are going to see a variable potentiometer. And I've got it turned right down. This is my power control. So this is helpful if you're running it into something, or going that route. So I have 3 of these radios. I have one in the box. It's like brand new. I don't run. Someday I'll, maybe sell it. I don't know. Why do I want these radios? Or why do I have this fixation for realistic TRC 449. Uh, some of the things that you see on this one is probably the reason. Again, the one to the left is unmolested. Well, the clarifier is unlocked, which is fine. And that's all that's going to go with that. It runs nice. But why? Speech processor. They say, now don't take me at 100% on this because I'm not quite sure, the years and everything when it changed, but it's said, and I firmly believe this because I've heard it from more than one. Actually, the owner of this radio pointed it out too. These models were the last to have the speech processor in it. What does that mean? Well, it means a lot because it really as Glenn, Delta X-Ray 444, and I were talking again today about this, the speech processor. It's just a wonderful, well, you can imagine what it does. There's no microphone control for volume or, amplification on the board here. Okay? It's peak, but that's neither here nor there. So you see the RF gain, but there's nothing for the microphone. So that's, you're looking at that going, wow, that's interesting. Speech processor. That's why a lot of people covet them, and you'll see a lot of the guys that have YouTube channels, they're running them also. And the gentleman that owned this one pointed out to me, and he said it sounds just as good, if not better, than my 2000 Cobra base station. And that's why he's saying it is that component in there. And so everything is peaked and tweaked as much as it should be within reality. But again, these are older radios. There's some out there now. You'll see them from anywhere from, if you can pick one up for under $200, you're doing very good US. I've seen ones in boxes go for $300 and $400. One recently went with extras in it, and somewhat like this radio, but not quite as, um, worked out. And that one for $3 or $4. So there's a reason why, and there were expensive radios in the day. There's no denying that. And I still would sit here and say that this series, this time frame for realistic Radio Shack, Tandy, or whatever the hell you want to call them. They used to be Allied Radio too, and I can show you that on a ham receiver I have. Anyway, so one of the better models. So anything around this year, I like. But again, speech processor. So you'll see that I have a D104 running on the other one, and that's a 5-pinner. And I'm going to put this out. Hopefully, let's see if we can get that. Does that? Yeah, that gets pretty close. What is this? Well, this is an old Mura desk mic. 5-pin, runs on beautiful on the realistics. Of course, not this one because of the 5-pin. So I've had some contacts on this. I like it. It's got some nice tone. D104 was a great deal, and that because I have others, but I still like a D104 on the older radios. Does it really help that much with the speech processor? Yes, I think it does. I think it just makes it a little better. But this is the kind of radio, if you can get your hands on one that's in good condition and not modified too much, probably would be the thing to say. But again, if you got one, you can still get the directions. It's easy enough to work on this radio. Let me say it that way. Work on this radio. And it's got a good circuit board in it. If you do your research and you look at it, I'm trying to remember the number of the circuit board. It just doesn't come to me. So, as always, so I'm talking to a lot of you young, new guys or people that are returning. Used radios, well, they're fine. You don't see me buy a used radio that I can't figure out. And I'm not that smart, believe me, I just get by. So for me, I stick with the old radios. I know some of you have said to me, thanks for showing the old radios and you actually using them, getting out there and listening to them communicate and that they're still working. Yeah, But again, older radios are in their own way a ticking time bomb. We have capacitor problems that, I'm not going to go into all that. So if you're getting back into it and you don't have your radios anymore, you're best to look at something that's new until you get the feel for it again. If you're starting out new, and you've just never messed with this stuff, be careful. Try to get yourself something new. Always look for resale value. Can I sell this if I want to? Never, never try to buy the model that you think will last you 1 week before you get bored. You're sometimes better off to wait and get a better quality radio with more functions. And they're out there. There's new radios. Other thing I will say is the prices on eBay, eBoob are phenomenal. There's a few things out there, but it's evident everybody's jacked their prices up. New, used, whatever. You got to really look around. So if you're over on 11 meters, Skip Chasers on Facebook with me, I try when I have time to share some stuff from eBay that either I think is overpriced, underpriced, is a good radio, this, that, and the other thing. So check us out over there. I know it's in my list of places, so I'm a moderator over there, and Delta X-Ray 444 is the sort of runs it with me, and yeah, I let him think he runs it. I want to say thanks to all my friends that I've talked to recently and the contacts I've had. I want to also send some peers out to my friends over in the UK and other areas, especially the UK. Some great videos again on the tube. Always enjoy listening to your Skip and what's going on, your radios, and I hope it's vice versa. So that's what I'm trying to do here. If you haven't caught on, it's quite a bridge. You'll see it over at 11 Meters Skip Chasers Facebook. It's a private group, but apply and if you're one of us, of course, we're willing to welcome you with open arms, because we share about the Skip going on in our areas, and it helps me, because if you know me, and then I gotta stop, this is a long video, but if you know me, I'm always looking to talk across the puddle, and I'm looking to talk to Glenn and Al and Darren and Bo and the guys, and so I'm always listening for those call letters, and it's just the best of both worlds. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed seeing the two radios. I don't know if I'm going to get on the air and get heard. I'm going to try again, but the QRM is so thick. But it's wonderful to listen to.